Blog Talk Radio.
This is your psychic girlfriend, Robin Richardson. And if you're like me, you're interested in how the universe works and in all things mystical. So let's explore it together. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast.
Welcome back, 2021. This is your psychic girlfriend, Robin Richardson. And guess what? It's been freaking 12 years, but I'm back here on Blog Talk, and I am so happy to be here. If you are listening, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you want to join the chat room, we've got that open. Let me tell you a little bit about myself if you're new to my world. I am a Reiki master teacher. I am an Akashic Record master teacher. I'm a natural born psychic and been doing readings since 1990. And oh my gosh, like back in the day when I started the show, I had plenty of great guests, and I am looking forward to doing that again. And soon I will have a guest on the show. She will be joining us. We'll be doing live readings. Man, I mean, what can I tell you? This is so exciting for me. I wanted to get back on Blog Talk because I wanted to take callers. I've been doing a blog show and or a podcast rather, and just enjoying life. So here I am again. My guest is here, so I'm going to put her on. And I see a bunch of you are listening and on hold, and we will be taking your calls and doing readings very, very shortly. So I want to introduce April, but I'm going to bring her on. Hold on. I'm going to get her here. And let me just tell you a little bit about April Lillian. She is a registered nurse. She's also a Reiki master teacher and medical intuitive. She's so super talented. She's been serving the healthcare community for 14 years in the field of skilled nursing, home health, and hospice. April integrates Western medicine knowledge and energetic healing techniques to bring her clients to an experience of peace and empowerment upon their healing journey. This allows for the individual's healing process to unfold in a manner that aligns with their highest good and encourages them to reach their fullest potential. April's specific healing gifts blossomed when she initiated her journey as a Reiki practitioner in 2006 and received her master's certification in 2009. I'm going to tell you, April is a gifted clairvoyant, clairaudient, and natural medical intuitive, specializing in chakra balancing and reconnective energy through vibrational sound healing with the angels. She has been trained in reading from the Akashic Records from yours truly and offers a clear channel for definitive answers and discovering another's life purpose. And tonight we are going to talk to her about programs that she has created and is going to be offering. And April, welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Can you hear me okay?
So, I can. We have a few listeners
awesome.
On the line waiting for readings and such, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your history and, what you're up to and how you got into it. And I know you're so talented because I've had experiences with you, and sound healing has been one of them, and readings has been one of them. And I know how deeply talented you are, but I also know that you've come through a journey through hospice nurse, taking a lot out of you. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure, we can talk about that. So my spiritual practice journey, I would say, started the same time that I became a nurse 14 years ago. And I worked in skilled nursing for close to 3 years. And then when I moved from Michigan to Colorado, that's where I live now, is Colorado, I was in home health for about 6 months, and then I worked in hospice nursing for the last close to 9 years. And that was interesting. I mean, I would hear a lot of feedback from people when they would ask, what do you do? And I'd say nursing. And they'd say, oh, what kind? And I would say hospice. And they would go, oh. It got to the point where it was like, I'm not really telling anyone what I really do anymore. But, out of that, my spiritual gifts blossomed further. I had started in Reiki, doing Reiki healing the same time that right after I had gotten my my nursing license, I had gotten my level 1 Reiki certification. And I started doing a lot of that. And then 3 years into that, I got my master certification and kind of took off from there. But it really was working with hospice patients and helping them cross over to the other side that my spiritual gifts started to hone further, and my ability to hear spirit more clearly came into play. And
I know that you really, really are in touch with spirit, and tell me a little bit about how spirit comes through you.
I would say my strongest, it's a tie. I would say it's a toss-up between my clairvoyance and my clairaudience. So to me, in either symbols or pictures or I hear spirit. I will hear my angels or the angels of the individual that I'm working with or the client, that sort of thing. So, it's a strong tie, actually, between the clairvoyance and clairaudience.
So how do you feel like what helps you or helps our listeners to amplify their connection to spirit?
As soon as you say amplify, I think of the crystal singing bowls. So can we talk on that for a minute then? Because
absolutely.
That's actually really, let's talk about that, because the crystal singing bowls, the quartz crystal singing bowls, actually do amplify. Quartz crystal does amplify anything that it's working with. And for me, I'm a lot of fire. So when I work with these crystal singing bowls, I'm amplifying a lot of transformational energy out there into the universe intentionally. I know what I'm doing, but my intentions are for healing, and that's what it's always is about and has been about, is about healing, helping humanity heal. But amplifying as far as they're getting in touch with spirit, with the sound healing that I offer, it helps the individual to get back to balance, balancing their energetic centers in their body, getting it back to a homeostasis, balance, and allowing them to be more connected within that mind, body, spirit realm of perception.
Yeah, I mean, it's really powerful. I've had, you've done a session for me,
and
I still
you've
play
heard
it
before.
Yeah, I still play it at, sometimes before I go to bed. It absolutely puts me in balance and helps me sleep, to be honest. It's so good. So you also are...
Yeah, it
very,
actually
very
is
much,
a great sleep aid, too.
So, you offer sessions or, one-on-one, or do you tell me a little bit about how you do that? Because I know you just did it for me over Zoom, and I thought that it was very powerful.
Yeah, so, for right now, because of the whole COVID precautions, I can and am offering them over Zoom. It's helpful to have the earbuds, though, because of the sound quality is always helpful, but I can also make a individual copy sound file for the individual. I think that's what I had done for you.
That's what you did for me, and it was just great.
Yeah, and then you can listen to it before you go to bed, and it will help to align your energy centers while you're sleeping, and it's really helpful in raising the vibrational frequency of the individual. And that's the intention of it. That's what it does. And there was some other feedback I had gotten from another individual that had received it as well. And they had said that, it's allowed them to open up to their gifts more. Like it's, helped them for their spiritual side to open up more. And I was like, oh, thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. I mean, I know what it does. I'm just glad that other people are recognizing it too. So that's good.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people that come my way or people that have asked me questions like, how do I become more in tune with my higher self, and how do I become more in tune with what Spirit's telling me, or how do I develop my gifts? And a lot of it, a lot of what I want this show to be about is helping people to, tap into their own energies and their own broader selves, but also to introduce people to people like you. And, like people out there, if you're listening and if you've got a special skill, you want to share it, I'd love to have you on the show because I want people to know. I want people to find out about what awesome people are doing, So
yeah, thank you.
You make jewelry from crystals.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
Yes.
So tell me how you got into that, and tell me a little bit about, like, what the gemstones, like, what's a good one to have during these troubled times? Just speak to me about, your wonderful stuff.
Oh, God, and I love them so much. I really do. I treat them like babies because they are my creations.
They sure are.
So silly, but it's true. But, so the story is that I had a group of friends that I was hanging out with a little over a year ago, and we were supposed to be getting together for Yule. The Christmas holiday, during the Christmas holiday, Yule. So we're getting together for Yule dinner, and everybody's bringing gifts for everybody, and I'm like, oh, my God, what am I going to bring for everybody? There's like 16 or 20 people, something like that. I'm like, oh, my gosh, what am I going to do? And I kept hearing from Spirit, use what you have, use what you have. And I was like, okay, what do I have? Like, oh, my God, I'm not going to be able to afford, like, all these gifts for these people. And I kept hearing, use what you have, use what you have. So I'm thinking, what do I have? And then I saw all this jewelry making stuff that I had purchased, 6 or 8 months previously. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll make them bracelets. So that's what I ended up doing, was making complementary matching bracelets for each couple that was there with what I had. And then about a month later, these sets were born, where, like, I was sitting there thinking to myself, those two stones would look really pretty together in a necklace. But you can't have a necklace without a bracelet. You can't have a bracelet without a set, with the earrings. And then it was a set. And then I couldn't make it without making a full set. Making, like, several sets. It was just like this creative burst of, like, all these sets of jewelry. And each of them have a name. Each of them has, like, their own energy within it, like, encompassing within it. Like, one of them's name is Ancestral Wisdom, and that is coral and turquoise.
So we have
another one.
We have a question. We have a question in the chat room. Where can people buy it if they're interested? If they want to get a hold of your jewelry.
God, I have to tell you, this has been a challenge. I'm telling you, I've been trying to list these on Etsy, and I'm having technical difficulties. But I promise I am working on it, because in the process of working on it, I have other sets that are being created, that I've just recently created new ones. But I can't wait to share because they're beautiful.
The other question here, and, you know, if you're interested, you can go to aprillillian.com and you'll find April. But we also have a question in the chat room. Do you provide guidance on what energy would be like a good for the person who is buying it? So, like, do you do a consultation where you can tap into their energy?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes. And I have done that, actually, for a couple people. I've been commissioned to a couple different projects in that way. And
nice. So maybe when we have a caller or two, we can maybe you can tap in and see what kind of energy they might need if they're open to it, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So tell
me, do that.
Tell me about the project you're working on right now that's near and dear to your heart. I want people to know it, and then we'll start taking some phone calls.
Okay, sounds good. So, and can I just tell you why it's near and dear to my heart? Because it was,
of course,
you know, after 9 years of working in hospice nursing, it was my lesson, my learned lesson out of all those years in hospice, and that was self-care. Okay, as a healthcare provider, we were, and I say we because it's still happening today as we speak, we are taken advantage of to be used as, you know, the healthcare provider that we are. And a lot of the time, people who place themselves in healthcare providing roles don't tend to take care of themselves very well, because they're constantly taking care of everybody else. So the series that I had come up with was something that I had to learn for me, that I had to implement for me, and I know that it works because it worked for me. So I'm only speaking from personal experience. I'm not, you know, it's not like a multi-level marketing scheme or anything like that. It's like, hey, these are some things that I've learned, and it would be helpful, and if it resonates, great, and if it doesn't, that's fine too. But what it is it's a program that plans, you know. And then when I was talking to a friend of mine about it, I realized that it's my nursing brain in action. In nursing, you're taught a process, a nursing process, and that is ADPIE, ADPIE. You assess the situation, you diagnose it, you make a plan, you implement the plan, and then you evaluate did it work or didn't it work? Okay. So I've assessed the situation. I've diagnosed. I've made my nursing diagnosis, and the plan I have implemented is this series. And the plan is the individual looking at themselves as a multidimensional being. That you're more than just a physical being, Robin. I'm sure you already know this, and I know you know this, but for everybody out there, you're more than just a physical being. You're an emotional being. You're a mental being. You're a spiritual being. So when you have a plan that addresses all of these aspects of yourself, all these multiple levels of yourself, you not only strengthen you as the individual, but you also strengthen those boundaries, around you, because you finally step into your own power within you while you're strengthening up those layers of what makes up you.
Definitely.
So when you make a plan,
helping people to.
Yeah, I'm helping people to help hone their plan, and then we go into personal assessment as far as what each of your energy centers in your body, what those look like with a tool called a pendulum. And we assess our energetic field and our centers, and then we bring it back into balance. We also utilize sound healing with the crystal singing bowls in bringing those energetic centers back to balance, but also learning about what's called toning. Are you familiar with that, toning?
A little bit, but why don't you speak to it?
Okay, so toning is a practice where you use your voice as a means of the tool. So we can use a pendulum as a tool to see what area in the body is open or closed and that sort of thing, okay? We can also use our voice to open or close a certain area in the body just by resonating our voice to the musical note of that energy center in the body. So like the heart resonates at the musical note of F. So if you align your voice with the musical note of F, then you are using your voice to help open your heart. Does that make sense?
Nice. Yeah, very much.
Yeah. So
wow.
that also kind of works into it as well. And so really it goes back to the title of the series, and that is Learning How to Heal Your Energetic Field. So it's an overarching self-healing, like learning how to heal myself with tools that I've learned in my own self-healing journey.
Amazing. So then where can people find out where you are? Like how can they sign up?
Well, actually, you can go to my website, aprillillian.com.
Great.
And the class is listed there, and my services are listed there as well.
Amazing. And I know that you're such a talented Akashic reader because I taught you. I'm just kidding. You were really great before.
Such a great teacher.
You were great before. Oh my God, I'm just laughing. After all the events of the last day or so, it's just been you know what, you got to have some fun. So
I
know.
Right? Oh my God.
I want to get to some calls. Is that all right with you?
Okay. Totally okay.
But first, I want to address a question in the chat room.
Okay.
The morning, Ralph. I received a
reading
a few months ago.
Okay.
I received a reading a few months ago. How often should I receive a reading? What do you think?
Honestly, I think I honestly, Robin, I leave that up to the individual. But
I agree.
Yeah, I really do. I leave that up to the individual on within their own journey. That's just like doing a healing session with people. I'll suggest a few healing sessions when I'm doing a healing session, but beyond that, it's it's up to them.
Yeah, I kind of look at it too as, especially if you get a full an hour reading with me or anyone, you should get enough information to help you, go forward. But again, if there's something that's lurking or you need some assistance, then, I also leave it up to someone. But I really am very cautious and careful. I'm just going to speak for myself, not as a reader, but as someone who might need assistance, that if I'm relying on outside information, then I feel like something is amiss for myself. And so it's really even more important for me to go back into my own practice of connecting with my broader self. That's what I call my higher self. And, trying to get back into alignment with that so that I can hear or see or experience the subtle energy that comes through me that I want to trust.
Right.
So having said that, I love helping people, but I also love helping people to learn how to trust that subtle energy that comes through to them so that they can navigate life.
Navigate their waters.
Yeah, so, that's really my mission in life and, wanting to guide people to do that, which is what I do. And you know that. So, Let's take a call. And all right, so before we go, I'm just going to tell people a little bit about how I roll. How we roll. I offer a class, a free class, which was just right before the show. And part of what is important is to ask questions that open the energy. Like, stay away from yes or no questions, or should I or shouldn't I questions, but more think about your question in the terms of what is the truth about, or comment on, or what can I do differently, or how can I get the, what would the outcome be if I chose this path, that sort of thing. Like, so think about your questions in terms of how can I get the most information and open up the energy. So we are going to start with, people have been online for a long time here, so thank you for waiting for us. The first caller I'm going to ask for is 775-762-2222, and here you are. You are on the air, I think. Let's see. Here you go.
Hi, thank you. My name is Wendy from California. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you. What can we do for you?
California. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What's your question?
Well, I'd like to know what you see for me for the first quarter of this year.
Okay. Is there any particular area, or you just want us to go with what Spirit tells us?
Well, I lost my job on October 19th, and it's because HR got tired of me waiting for me to get well, and they violated ADA because I also have a hearing disability, and I do have an attorney. So, and this firm has 98% success rate, and when they looked at my case and everything, they really insisted that I sign right away.
Okay, so you're asking like what the outcome might be of this?
Right, and I think that the icing on the cake will be if the audio on the phone calls are drawn, that'll really make me victorious. And also, there was a letter written by the head person of audiology for where I live, and very specific letter lining what I require, which is not a lot. So what do you see?
Okay. All right. Wendy from California, let's take a look. What do you think, April? I mean, I'm seeing communication around it, obviously. I feel like there's going to be some. I asked you, and here I go. I'm going to let you go, April.
No, that's okay. You know what? While she started talking, I was actually. Okay, hold on a moment. When she was talking, what I instantly saw was a sailboat. I'm just going to tell you what I was getting, okay, Robin? Just like how we play. So
absolutely.
I was seeing a sailboat, and then as she continued to talk and tell the situation and go on and forward, the message I got really clearly was to be willing to adjust your sails and to not go in thinking that because you think that you should get something that you will. Just be open to the possibility of it being a balanced and fair judgment.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of difficulty in this. I got communication coming very quickly. I don't know if your attorneys if there's like a primary male, but I also feel like, let's see. I feel like, there's going to be a lot more meetings, and I feel like you might have a little luck in this area. So, I'm going to go with a positive outcome for you. So, combined with April's advice, I think that, just sit tight, and I think it may work itself out. You may have a positive outcome. So that is what I feel. So So let's go with.
Excellent.
Yeah, let's go with. This is your 631 number, and your last numbers are 9224.
Yes.
How are you? You're on the air.
Hi, this is Suzanne. Thanks for taking my phone call. I just want to see. I have a part-time job, but I just took another part-time job doing the same thing, but a lot closer to home, but also with hopes of, they said I could sub full-time for people calling sick too as an aide. So I think it's a good move. I want to see what you think, and also what do you see with my love life? I'm looking for a significant other.
Oh, all right. Suzanne, where are you from?
I didn't hear that last part.
I'm looking for my significant other.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So let's take a look. Where are you from, Suzanne?
Long Island.
Long Island. All right.
When's your birthday, Suzanne?
October 5th.
I think March is going to be a really interesting beginning for you. I feel like there's going to be some opportunities coming your way as far as work. It may be a little bit more like there may be a little bit of obstacles that you have to go through, so it may not be full-time just yet. But if you're looking for full-time, I feel like you can get that sometime after March. And when it comes to love life, I don't feel like you trust people. So I don't know if that's true, but I feel like if I were to guide you or advise you, I would say to work on trusting yourself to attract the right partner, and that can change the energy. What do you think, April?
Yeah, because what I'm getting is what I'm seeing is this is a time for inner work, significant other. Like, this is the time for inner work, and then the more inner work that you accomplish, the more you're going to attract the person that's for you. Like, you could, sure, you could date somebody right now, but once you continue on your inner work, they won't resonate with you anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely feel like for her the career thing is lit up, Like, I think she's going to be moving in the right direction.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I was really focusing on the significant other part, and I just kept getting like, no, like, not right now. Like, continue just working on you and getting that. Yeah, but it will, and I do think that it will be over the next quarter, and it may go into like April or May. But just not right now. Just continue doing what you need to do for you.
Yeah, and like the other piece that comes up is repeating patterns. So take a look at things that you may repeat that don't work really well. And the other piece around that too could be that you may have physical relationships, but not like the emotional connection you're looking for. No judgment. Good physical connection. Sometimes really fun.
Yeah, always.
All right. This is, Okay, we are going to take area code 330. I'm in a mood today. I don't know. 330, and the last digits are 6241. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name?
Leslie from Manhattan, Kansas.
From Manhattan,
Leslie
Kansas.
From Manhattan,
what can we do for you?
Kansas.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I've been in the middle of a job search, and I'm feeling very confident that I will get a full-time position in higher education once again. Do you see that happening sometime in the first quarter of this year?
Oh, that's a great question. So let's see about higher education. You're very clear about what you're wanting to create. So, let's see. I pick up June, so that's not first quarter.
No.
I feel like June for you. Let's see. Anything else here? I mean, that's the first thing that pops up is June. And there's a commitment to you, so a contract to you, but it may be less than what you or less time. You want full time, and I'm not seeing full time, but I'm seeing something around June.
So
what
I'm hearing, forgive me, but what was his first name again?
It was Leslie from Manhattan, Kansas.
Leslie, okay. Leslie, what I'm hearing is, have you, like, redone your resume recently? Because what I'm hearing is, like, it needs to be tweaked.
I have
information on there that needs to be honed or tweaked. Does that resonate?
I'm putting you back on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, there you are. You're back.
Yeah. I last tweaked it a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just to reflect my most recent employment, and I got interviews coming up next Thursday and Friday.
Oh, awesome.
Take a look at your resume again and make sure that it's geared to exactly what you're looking for. But I feel like June something's going to turn for you, but I'm also getting that it may not be the right money, but at this point, I'm not sure if that's a problem.
Yeah, because.
Oh, sorry, Leslie, I lost you. I'm still learning how to work this board. But keep us posted.
How did it? Did it cut out?
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see how many minutes we have left here. We have 8 minutes, so we can take a few more calls. This one is 917, and the last number is 1961, the year of my birthday. Welcome to the show. Hello. Hi.
Oh, hey. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Tim, calling from New York.
Hi, Tim. Wow, Tim from New York. Okay. What can we do for you?
So I'm working on manifesting some new things for the new year, like a job or a pivot to something different. I've been doing some grounding meditations and asking some of my guys to kind of help me along the way. I just was curious if you had any messages from Spirit or any tips for me furthering that communication.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the first thing I heard was music. I don't know. Music, and I feel like, do you also read the Akashic Records? Because I feel like the Akashic Records are connected to you, and you get really high spiritual guidance. I don't know if that resonates with you.
And I'm also hearing hawk medicine. Like he's like connected to hawk medicine because hawk came in really strongly.
Wow. So do you use your voice? Do you give messages to people? Like, I feel like music's part of this, so I don't know what that has to do with it. But when you started talking, all I heard was music.
Oh, well,
and I saw hawk fly in really strong.
I have some issues trying to quiet the mind, so usually when I'm doing my standing grounding chakra meditation, I'm listening to R&B music. Just suits me, so I don't know if that's why.
Good. Okay, then maybe that's what Spirit's telling you, is that like you're doing the right thing for it. Mm-hmm. Are you interested in a home-based business? Because there's something around home and family that makes me feel like, if you're trying to do a home-based business, that might be, an option for you going forward. Or work. Well, everybody works from home. It could also be work from home. Like, hey, work from home. I'm like, all right, got it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, though. I will keep at it. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you. Sure. Yeah. Did you have anything additional for him?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see. 5 more minutes. I just want to keep an eye on the clock. There was a question also in the chat about, I heard you speak finding a good metaphysical shop near you. What can we look for in a good provider? Well, I have a rock shop near me, which I really love. When it comes to metaphysical
I have a couple of them that I go to.
Yeah. So what you have one that you really love. Why don't you talk about?
I love
address that.
I actually have a couple of them that I love. So the one that I really love is in the Denver metro area, because that's where I'm at, is in the Denver metro area. It's called Goddess Isis Books and Gifts, and they actually have an online store, and you can order things through their store online. And then there's another one here called Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. That's another metaphysical store. And another one called Herbs and Arts. Denver Metro is like saturated. I wouldn't say saturated. They have about 9 or 10. I guess that is fairly saturated compared to other places.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like to find in my metaphysical stores are herbs and crystals and oils, and like the best is ones that have an apothecary in it. And there's 2 that I go to that have an apothecary in it.
That's cool. I don't really have that here. There was a metaphysical store here where I live, and I live in the north suburbs of Chicago. And I honestly didn't get a good vibe from it, so I wouldn't go there. I ordered one, and I was just like, no.
Always
it's not
follow
the vibe
your
for me.
own vibe. I mean, that's
Totally.
the best advice. Follow your own vibe. Yeah, totally.
I really couldn't even understand why I didn't feel that way, but at the same time, it's like, you have to trust yourself. So my guidance for you is just, trust your feeling about it. If there's one in the area, just trust if it feels good to you. Okay, let's see.
I would.
All right, we're going to take one more call, I think, and this is going to be area code 520, and it's 6076 is the last digit. Welcome to the show. Hello.
I wanted to share, and this
Hello?
is great information.
Hi.
I don't think it.
Oh my gosh, I got in. Oh Lord, thank you.
What's your name?
Oh, and it's Lisa. Lisa, and
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you. I mean, I heard you said that you hadn't been on the radio for 11 years, and I'm just wondering if I had talked to you, because I've been listening to Blog Talk a long time.
Oh, my goodness. Robin. That's awesome.
That would be awesome. Well, where are you from, Lisa, and what can we do for you?
Arizona. I've got someone. I've got someone coming over.
I've got a minute and a half left, so I'm sorry. I've got a minute and a half left, so go for it.
Okay, I've got someone coming over on Tuesday. He's going to look at my house and then make an offer. Do you see it as an offer I can live with?
Okay, let's go for it.
Really loud. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yes. I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think so too.
I kept hearing yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So there's your answer, Lisa. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you. Oh my gosh, it's 60 seconds. This show went really fast, and I want to thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah,
and April, it's been so much fun. And for those of you who called in and didn't get in, try next week. We will be back on. And hey, you know what? Follow me on social media. I'm Robin, Your Psychic Girlfriend on Instagram. I'm Your Psychic Girlfriend on Facebook, and Your Psychic Girlfriend on the TikTok. You got to come on the TikTok. Also, check out my website at yourpsychicgirlfriend.com. I've got a lot of stuff going. I've got some offers coming your way. And, again, keep listening, share. I want to create a community here where, people can come, ask their questions, learn about how to connect more with their intuitions. And, we'll see you next week. So thank you again for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to April. All right. Have a good night. All right. We're clear.
Wow.